Hey guys, welcome to the RCC Media YouTube channel. So today with us we have Mr. Vedansh Sharma, captain of the RCC Thunders. Hey, what's up, Vedansh? How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm
Thanks for
doing.
inviting me for this
Yeah,
interview.
I'm doing good today. So
Yeah.
the reason for us to invite you was just to talk about your team now that you have
Mhm.
lost Avram. So my first question is just about that. What was your reaction to Avram opting to quit out of the the tournament?
Mhm. So, like, my as a captain is that, like, I don't force any player to play. So, once Abhiram, like, he informed me that he's not playing, I wasn't shocked. Like, yeah, at first I was shocked, but, like, I didn't give a second thought that, I need to, like, again, ask him to come to play. If he doesn't want to play, then, it's his choice. And, like, I totally respect that. I no problem with.
Okay, so and how does it affect your team?
Well, when Abhiram was there, our team was, I would say, quite balanced, and it was like literally it was undefeatable in this tournament, I would say. Like once Abhiram left, then our team had a bit of burden, I would say, that we are missing a player, and not just a player who can like ball, but he can sometimes contribute with the bat as well. So yeah, we will miss him, but like I think Ashrit has a big role to play in our team now, as Abhiram has left. So yeah, huge expectations from him as a player.
Yeah, so talking about Ashrit, what did you see in Ashrit that you wanted to like bring
Mhm. So I couldn't see Ashit in the few scrimmages which we played. Like I just saw him in the last scrimmage, so I can't really say that how good of a player he is. But in this first scrimmage, I saw him bowling. Like he was bowling off spin before our match began, and what I noticed that like his ball was turning, more than any of the players which I have ever met in this club. So that is one thing which I saw, and like I was quite impressed with that. And when we were playing the match, there were a few instances when I told him to bowl at a particular length, and he just followed it. And that's what I need as a captain, that a player who can follow my instructions. So and in the second scrimmage, when our team needed runs, like we were chasing a totals of 72, he really contributed with the. I don't think he was in our team, I believe. It was Nikit. Oh, so my
Yeah.
my bad. But like, I still saw him in the second scrimmage. In both the scrimmages, I found him. He was contributing with the bat and the ball. So that's the reason I went for him.
But so it was his first time playing, and you have just
Yeah.
seen him perform the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But there can also be factors when like the player plays for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
They just play good because nobody else knows how they play. But going into the future, people will get used to how he plays. So
Yeah.
how are you going to basically tackle that?
See, basically, as I was saying before, he hasn't got much opportunities to play, and I want to groom as a player. I see potential in him that most of the players they do have, but like I've seen more potential in him. So I want to trust in him. Like that's the reason why I bought him, and I'll try my best to like guide him through this course. Hmm.
Okay, so let's move a bit away from Ashrit and the tournament in general. Let's talk. So I hope you have seen the second part of Sam's interview.
Yeah, I did see it
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. So in that video, he considered you as one of the options as his vice captain. So how are you looking at this opportunity? Like, are you willing to take it, or you wanna kind of
Yeah, like
pass off it?
if he decides to make me the vice captain, I'm pretty happy with that. I can accept that role as well. Yeah.
And how do you see yourself doing in this role? Like, are you going to be like a pretty supporting person to him, or are you going to be there when he's not there? So, if you do become vice captain,
If I do become a vice captain, I see myself as like yeah, as you said, in a supporting role. Like I can help Saim, choose players and decide the batting order or the spells which we have to make in the course of the game. So I see myself as assisting Sam in becoming a better captain. That's how I
Okay.
see myself.
So so now Sam, yeah, that's his thing for vice captain. If you're considering him, he'll be a player supporting role to you. So I hope that helped you. And now coming back to tournament. So recently, Trailblazers have opted to go for Akshay, who's a brand new player to the club. And
Yeah.
recently, Sam also yesterday talked how he wanted him to play the scrimmage. And some of our sources also say that you were also holding the same point in your mind. So can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I have the same stance as Siam has that I need to see him play before the tournament starts because according to whatever I've heard as of now, uh, people have described him as a really great player. Like he's 6'4" and like he also plays leather ball, so he can be a really great player. So I just want to see him once playing. Like I want to see him playing as much as possible before the tournament so that I can prepare for him as a team. Yeah, that's
Okay.
the reason I want to see.
And also, I have also heard that you were also complaining that he was not part of the player pool when you like had an open spot. So is that true?
Yeah, that's true. If he was in the player pool and I had seen him playing once, like I saw Arshit, maybe I would have gone for him. So this is the thing which I felt that it was a bit unfair. Like if he were in the player pool earlier, then our team could have taken a decision which we took earlier. So
Okay. Abram, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I mean about the tournament itself, you, Dhruv, Ashrit, what do you see as your potentials, opportunities in the tournament as a team? What are your strengths, weaknesses, and threats? A complete SWOT analysis. Could you say, yeah, in that category of your
Mhm. So as of now, I see my team has a huge potential to perform in the tournament. Like we can end up in top two easily if we want to. And as of Ashrit, like I saw him as a bowling as well as batting, but I think he's more of a bowler than a batsman. So I would say we have like a strong bowling lineup with Ashrit and I. Because in pitches where the ball doesn't turn much, then I can be of great help. Or in pitches that are quite tricky for the batsman to play, then Ashrit can come in and do his job. So I see myself, I see my team as more of a bowling team. Like we have Dhruv as a batter. Like he in the past few innings he has been playing good knocks. That's a really good sign for our team. But still, I rely more on my bowling than on my batting. So yeah.
Yeah, what impact? I mean, you are the second team to have a power up in this tournament. Trailblazers have two. Your team has one. Who are both in one group. Obviously, I think the Trailblazers might be using a power up against your team. And you also have a power up as well. So, how much impact will that one power up be? To make yourself be the most successful team in the tournament.
If I'm not wrong, we can use a power vote to like choose our first player in the draft.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So yeah, it might be a good option against their team. If Akshay turns out to be as good as they are telling, then we definitely need a power up to enhance our team's performance. But I don't believe in these power ups. Like for me, I think that whatever players I have in my team, I need to get the best out of them. So like even if like a player who is being consistently performing in the past few matches, but it's not like we cannot guarantee that he performs on the given day. So I think that power up rule can be beneficial for teams that are like Nikit's team, as you say, because like their team is a bit unbalanced. I think so. Like it can be beneficial for them, but I think for my team we are good. We can play without power ups as well. Like that's what I believe.
Okay, so let's talk more about Nick's team. Like, I have a question. What makes their team unbalanced according to you?
If we only look at their core players excluding Akshay, then I think that like I don't see a whole team as we can see in Thunders. Like we are as a unit, we are whole as a core players. But like in their team, I see like Nikit, he can bowl and bat, and Surya can only bat. So like, and even Surya, he's not consistent with the bat. Like he has spread a great knock when he was like in the last scrimmage, I remember, but like he is not being performing consistently, and Nikhil can also go for runs. So that's the reason I think their team is a bit unbalanced as compared to the other three teams. So
And you're going against their team twice,
yeah.
the Trailblazers. Uh,
Hmm.
Obviously, that would be the advantage. Do you think they are the weakest team in the tournament, or who is the weakest team in the tournament according to you?
As of the current lineup, which I see, like excluding Akshay, then yeah, their team, the Trailblazers, I believe they are the weakest team as of now. But anything like as you have said that they have two power ups, so they can have a good player in their team as well. So as of now, I don't think there is any weak team. But on paper, you can say their team is the weakest. But on the given day, we will see how it pans out.
Uh, so let's move away from the teams and talk about the player pool, player picks. So the non-core list hasn't yet been revealed, but it will be revealed soon. But we do have an idea of who could be available in player pool. So is there someone who would you, if you want to say his name, you can tell us that you're going to target during the player picks.
The non-core players, I think Jairam's team, they have made Rehan as a non-core player, if I'm not wrong. So obviously we will be targeting for him. We will use a one power up to go for him if possible. And rest of the non-core players, I believe that they are more likely same category. So like some of them have performed in one or two matches, but again, like I haven't seen much of the non-core players. Mostly, I see like 5 to 6 guys contributing like 80% in the game. But they can also be a match factor, as we have seen in the third match of the tournament, where like Jay contributed some crucial runs and Rohit. So yeah, again, we don't know what happens on the given day. I'll try to pick like some players who are some non-core players who can make my batting lineup more stronger because so like here comes like we can include Rohit in our team because I've seen him batting like twice, so he can be one play which I can go for. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Looking at all the teams right now, according to my analysis, if we're talking about Gladiators probably being the most strongest team, everyone depends on each other, and you're looking at Trailblazers being a little bit of weakest team probably in the tournament. There's your team, and the Stallions remaining. And top two in the tournament is a really, really big position to be in. It makes you see the finals, just one game away from the finals. So obviously, I think that's a big game to be playing, you and Stallions. What are your thoughts on the Stallions team, especially a team that doesn't have any power ups? Also, a team that has been seeing declining in the skill of the players, Arjun that be or sign last scrimmage or RF being inconsistent, and your team is completely the opposite. So, how do you see that matchup between you and Stallions?
Yeah, I think it will be a great contest between our team and Stallions. You have talked about the recent decline of their team. I think it's quite early to judge their team. Like they have only played like we had a snow like in 1 week, so like we had to play after 2 weeks. And like I believe as a bowler, you need some couple of overs to free your arms up before bowling. Now I've faced Arjun a lot of times. He's literally one of the greatest bowlers in our club. Like once if he starts bowling on good lengths, he can really be difficult to face. So no doubt about that. And Sam, we all know that if he's in form, if the ball comes on the bat quite well, then he can be as lethal. So I don't think that their team is quite weak. So like they can be a tough competitor in this tournament. That's how I see them.
How will you prepare against a team like the Stallions, especially like I said that it's a make or break between Stallions and your team, who will be
Yeah.
top two, according to me. So how will you prepare against, especially this team, or rather, it be against any team in the tournament, especially if you're playing 4 games and each game is vital. So how are you going to prepare for each game strategically or just mentally? Can you explain that?
Yeah. So I think I saw your analysis of the last scrimmage, and you were saying that if Sion got out early, then their team can collapse on, just on 20 runs as well. So I think my strategy against the Stallions would be to get Sion out as quickly as possible, so that like we can, lower the total as low as possible. So I'll go for that. And if we are like batting first, then we will have to see that we will have to make a competitive total in order to playing against them.
And yeah, as a team, especially when you're not looking, I mean, you said right now that power-ups are not a big deal to me. Uh, you will be probably left an option in that case of having to win the toss.
Yeah.
Which is more favorable for you, bowling or batting? As a when you're looking at Ashit, Dhruv, and yourself, do you think this core can be really vital in bowling first to win the game or batting first to win the game?
We all like most of the time as a captain, I always go for bowling first, and there is like mentality behind that because I think if I bowl first, I always believe that I can put more pressure on the opponent. I can get the openers out quickly as possible, and try to come in the game because if you're batting once and like because for batters it requires only one mistake to get out, so you don't have much room for mistakes as a batter. So if you're a bowler, like even if you get hit for like 1-6, then you can make a comeback. And if a player like Saim gets out early, then your team has a great advantage. Yeah.
Okay, so basically right now you have revealed your team strategy, like team strategy that you build your strategies upon. So do you think this factor will affect your team? How will it affect your team?
I don't really think that will affect any results of my team because like most of the players who have seen me in the scrimmage, they know how my mentality is, how my strategy is. So like I don't think choosing any player is a strategy. Performing on the field and what you do in that 10 overs is more of a strategy for me. And I change my strategy every ball according to the conditions. So for me, that's important. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, talking about the teams in the tournament, who do you think will be the toughest team to face, and why? And then who do you think might be the easiest team to face, and maybe less preparation for them, or maybe taking it lightly, less pressure on you, and why?
So according to me, the Stallions, I think they are the most dangerous team to face in this tournament. We shouldn't look at the current form of the players, but in general, overall, if you see, if they all of them, they perform at their best, then they can be, a tough team to play against. I would also say something about the Gladiators here that on paper they look a really good team. Like, can I know the third player of their team other than Jairam and Rehan?
Jaram Abhinav.
Abhinav, yeah. So Abhinav, he has performed in, I think he batted like 7 of 22 in one of the games. Was he Abhinav? Or
That was I think Dhruv, 22 of
Oh no,
7.
I did 22 of 7. He's talking about
nah, the game in which I got out like on one run and
Oh, that one, yeah, he hit 20 runs in 5 balls against Arjun.
20
Yeah.
runs. So like yeah, so you can see here that sometimes like if they promote him up the order, then he can uh, play some great knock for their team and add some 20 30 runs in their total as well. So but like I haven't seen Gladiators team like gel up as of now because Rehan plays separately, Jairam plays separately. So like I don't really know how they will perform as a team. That's the reason why I like don't consider them as tough. If they're like in these scrimmages, if possible, if their team can come in once and like play as a unit together, then I can make some predictions how uh, game against them will look like. And since I don't know how Akshay plays, so that's the reason why I think it will be easiest to face the Trailblazers.
Okay. So so if Akshay turns out to be an absolute garbage player,
Mhm.
so if no, I'm sorry, Akshay, if you're watching, but I'm just saying, if he turns out to be an absolute garbage player, how will that affect the playing against them, and well, how would you go in if it was vice versa? It turns out to be absolute good.
Yeah, so I'll explain both the scenarios. If like he's not good of a player as these guys are talking about, then I think then they might use power ups then, as Abhiram told, they can make their team stronger. So, and if he turns out to be a really great player, then I think like we guys have to come up with a strategy to bowl to him, or come up with a strategy how to make runs when he bowls. So in both the cases, we have to be prepared, I think, because one good thing in this tournament, I believe that almost all the teams are balanced except for Nikits, and even if they are not so balanced, but they are power ups, so they can use that to make their team a balanced one. So I don't think in this tournament any of the matches which are being played will be one-sided. All of them will be quite close, and the team which performs the best on the given day, they will have a upper hand in winning.
Okay. So, are there any teams you're like feeling pretty confident against, and you know you're going to like win against them in
Win
any
against them.
scenario? Yeah, like you're super confident about any team.
Yeah, I think according to the players which they have picked, I think Trailblazers might be an easy team to defeat, but we don't know. I will have to see Akshay first to decide which team will be the easiest to face or to defeat.
Okay.
Yeah, I have asked Nikith, Saim, and Jaram as well. I want to hear from you. Can you rank the teams from fourth place being the worst team to basically first place winning the cup, and why for your rankings, each rank?
Yeah. So number one, as a captain of this Thunder's team, I will have to go with them as number one for me because the mentality matters. If we are going in the tournament thinking that other teams are better than us, then we might not perform at our best of the abilities. So I will have to rank my team first. Second, I would say Siam's team because, as I mentioned earlier, that they have some quality players. They have some experienced players who have been playing since the start of the club. So yeah, they can be a really dangerous team to play against. But still, if we come up with some great strategies and if we like put effort on in every single ball, then yeah, we can you know have an upper hand in winning. Third, I would rank Gladiators. Like they have some great players as well, but like the only thing like they don't have they have never played as a unit, so that's the reason I rank them as third. And fourth, I would go with Trailblazers.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to hear from you about RCC stocks. This is a vital one as well. If you definitely be the best team to have the most amount of coins remaining after the stocks are done, you will have a power up in the playoffs, which is really good for a team that you're saying might be top two, top one. You can definitely use in the finals and win the finals as well. Who are you planning to invest in? Any maybe a little bit of insight from you of who you're trying to look at, invest in maybe?
Yeah. So about the RCC stocks, I think you have changed questions for some of the players.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am pretty confident about Dhruv's question. Like he has to make 120 runs, I believe.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm pretty
Drew's is
confident.
80-80. Sorry. Drew's is
80.
80.
Oh, my bad, my bad. So he has to make 80 runs in the entire tournament. So I think yeah,
Yes.
I can at least trust in him since he's my teammate and I also believe that he can make at least 40 runs in two matches.
Okay.
I don't know the criteria for rest of the players. Like I have seen some of the questions, but I don't remember them as of now.
Okay. Okay.
But I think Arjun picking up 12 wickets, I think it's too much. I don't think
Yeah, we decreased it to
It
10.
it's been revised to 10.
It's been
rise to
revised to
10.
10.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So
Yes.
even 10 wickets, I don't think that's possible. So like no, it is possible, but like it's quite difficult seeing like even if like even if I ball like the max I can get is like two wickets. That too if like things get as how I've planned. So like most of the players, I think like each of them will contribute to the team. So like each player will have 1 to 2 wickets. So I think it's quite difficult for him to pick 10 wickets. And for Saim, what's the criteria for him?
140
140
runs,
runs, so 70
25.
runs. Yeah.
Yeah, 70 runs. Yeah.
Yeah, so if they're batting first, then yeah, I think it's possible for them as well. But it depends on which pitch we are playing. If we are
Which
playing
pitch?
on a pitch that's quite bowler friendly, then I don't think that Sam will be able to make enough runs. But they are playing against Gladiators for the first game, I
First
believe.
game, inauguration game. Yeah.
Yeah. So if Rehan doesn't perform well in that game, like as a bowler, then he can go for a lot of runs, and Sion has a great chance to make at least a 40 runs in that match. And what's like, who are they playing in the second match?
Second match is against the Trailblazers, and that's
Trailblazers.
also their home game as well.
Home game as well. Okay, so in that match also, if Akshay turns out to be really great bowler, then it's quite difficult for him to reach the
Yeah.
70 mark. But
Yeah.
again, like if he's not as good of a bowler as they're talking about, then yeah, it can be easy for him to get a
Yeah.
70 in the two matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would be it for me. Drew, any other questions you have?
Oh yeah, so one last question. So if this thing was like a boxing match and you were Jake Paul, so and who would you like to challenge next for the
Challenge
interview?
next. For what?
Like who do you want to get up here and do an interview with us?
Do an interview with you? Um, Probably um I think most of the players have given an interview, I believe. All the captains have given one. So now you can go with the non-core players, I believe, like any of the
No,
non-core players. I like
I'm no. What I mean is, if you do you have somebody in mind who you would like to see doing an interview with us?
I think you can call Surat for the next interview. I think he's an entertaining guy to, interview, I believe. So yeah.
Okay.
He's new to the team, and like he can give like he doesn't like as far as I've seen him, like he's quite expressive, so he can tell how we have played the first two scrimmages, so like he
Okay.
can be a great interview if you like want to interview him in your upcoming interviews.
Okay, so Surat, if you have seen this interview right now, contact me or Abram, and we'll proceed with the further things. So yeah, I guess this is all for this interview. We might come up with a part two, but we have a like target for it. We'll need at least 10 likes if you want a part two.
Yeah.
So go subscribe and like to the video. And until then, bye.
Bye. See you.